On for something a little bit funny now,
Right.
but also very bad, right? The Fanatic play.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I decided to skip. I mean,
Woo!
I know you watch it, but I was like,
Why did you skip this?
yeah, I don't worry. Don't worry about this one. I just kind of skip it. I know it have people who's into this. I know it have people who think, who understand. There's one redeeming thing about it, and that's Travolta's performance itself. Who understand?
It
Uh,
depends on how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. If you mean in terms of truly immersing yourself into a character, then yes,
okay.
Travolta excels in that, right?
Yeah.
But
Right.
that's the
Okay.
only good thing I could say about this, right? So,
Right.
what is he Fanatic about, right? Still can't believe he didn't watch this, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah. That's,
This movie is directed and co-written by Mr. Fred Durst.
you know,
Yes, Fred
Fred is
Durst.
there.
Keep on
Fred is
rolling.
directing.
Yes, Limp Bizkit, Mr. Man, who, yes, because Limp Bizkit is, you know, not existent anymore as far as pop
Yeah.
culture
Let's
goes. Yeah,
in
the man
defense.
has been doing some directing work over the past few
Right.
years, actually.
I was never a hater of Fred Durst, to tell you the truth. I actually kind of like some of the music, kind of. But again, I was 14, so ever.
Yeah, but it fit that trashy rap rock,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Go right,
that little
because,
aspect there. They
right,
just fit into that box basically.
because it was kind of before Linkin Park blew up, and
Right.
they one of the few that say, okay, hip hop kind of getting big now, like try to halfway it now, kind of thing. That's how I kind of see him now and that band now. Like yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
rock but it's still have kind of hip hop something, so you could see why, you know, like you
Right.
get it.
Yeah, and you would see like, you know, Kid Rock, and although I don't want to say Kid Rock did it after Limp Bizkit. I don't want to say that 'cause I don't know the full details. But yeah, you know, Kid Rock, uh Linkin Park, and yeah, some other bands that came out like in the late 90s did that whole rap rock thing basically, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, those songs, but listen, no, I mean, these songs were trash back then, but now they just really do hold up, right? And I'll talk about his music in a
You know.
bit, right, with this movie. So, Fred, this was the self of the movie for me. It was John Travolta, right? And I was here
Right.
through the grapevine. I saw like, you know, Chris Stuckman's hilarious, hilarious, hilarity video, basically, you know, talking about that. I didn't watch it till afterwards. I was like, yeah, I kind of agree with him, right? You know, he loved the movie actually, but in a so bad it's good kind of vibe, right? And this is
Okay.
where I could, you know, categorize this movie too. So, and I'll even go as far as saying that this could be the you know the room of the 2010s, Red.
Okay.
But I'll
Okay.
tell
Right.
you
Okay.
why in a bit. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why in a bit, right? So, Mr. John Travolta, right? You know, the veteran actor, plays Moose, right? He is autistic, and basically he is a fan of an actor named Hunter Dunbar, right? Who's played by Devon Sawa. You know, I mean the
Right.
guy from the Final Destination films, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he's still acting. Like, oh, okay, all right, good, all right. Yeah. Essentially he started like these like real B grade, you know, horror and action films basically, right? And Moose is like a huge fan of him. Like he have tons of memorabilia from his movies and all that. He even have like this leather jacket that he got from this what do I call it? A thrift shop, basically. Or well, let me just say a memorabilia store that he regularly attends, right? And his motivation, right, is to meet the man and get an autograph. This is his primary motivation, to get to meet the man in person and get an autograph. All right. So
Yeah.
this is in Hollywood, sorry, right? So one day he shows up at this place, you know, he's doing this. Yeah, I think he has this autobiography or something like that, right? He's doing signings, right? So he's there in the line, and you know, there's actually a great shot. This is one of the few great shots in the movie where you're seeing Hunter at this chair, and you're just seeing like this light shining from above, shine down on him there. So you see the sort of idol worship going on with him, right? So that was a great
Yeah.
shot. I'll give Fred credit for that. So you go in now, and it's like, and he, you know, because he's simple minded, you know, he talking in this kind of, you know, simple way. There, it's like, I'm a fan. I love all your movies. I just want an autograph, please. I love, you know what I mean? I love all your movies, and I've seen every single one, blah, blah, blah. And Hunter's just like, bruh, just leave me alone. Well, actually, he gets called outside because he had to answer a call. Sorry, his ex-wife is outside in a car, right? And she talking about, taking care of the only son they have, right? Like, how much time he gonna stay by him and blah blah blah, right? And of course, Moose followed him outside, and it's like, dude, like, leave me alone, John. I'm talking to my ex, like, leave me alone now. And well, he ended up chasing him off now. So right off the bat, you realize Hunter's kind of addicted, like really addicted now. So Moose has a as a friend, right? Um, she's a basically a photographer, but she's a paparazzi basically, right? She just
Yeah.
take like photos of celebrities, send them online to get money, right? That's her job. Well, they say she's kind of like a TMZ kind of a photographer kind of vibe, right? Her name is Leah, right? She's played by Anna Kolja. First time I actually saw her in a show, even though she was in what it was by Degrassi next class. I never watched anything Degrassi, so me and know her, right?
That's
But anyway,
Drake Origins. Drake Origin
well,
story.
the original series that was Drake Origins, but this new one,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's kind of like how Saved
So
by
yeah.
the Bell had a spin off, that kind of thing.
Right. Okay.
Right. So she's like the only friend that he has there, right? And she just introduced him to this app where basically you could see where celebrities living, right? So like, oh, this actor living close to me. Okay, cool. And you show the like a snapshot of the houses. This man use that, take that, and say, all right, cool. Now I know where Hunter live. I go by his house now. And this is the only time where, like, during the weekend where he get to be with the son. Man show up by his house, like, yo, I want to get your autograph, right? Hunter once again saying, dude, you need to get away from Madrid. If I ever see you again, you know what I mean? I'll fuck you up, blah, 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 right? Cool. Man show back up again. And this is when he not even in the house, right? So he sneak inside the house. He do it, you know what I mean? Looking through all of his personal belongings and all that kind of stuff. And, well, I was like kind of going to run through the story, but I'm going to stop here at this point where, yes, eventually he becomes more and more psychotic and more and more obsessed with this guy to the point that he even like kind of breaks inside his home one night and kind of goes all Cathy Bates misery on him, tying him up to the bed and just doing all
Yeah.
kind of like shenanigans. And I'll stop there, right? So let me just start with what I said earlier about this movie being the room for this decade. While I was watching this show, Dread, I was really asking myself, this is a dark comedy, right? This
Yeah.
can't be a psychological thriller as, its Wikipedia page saying it is, right? Because
Right.
because the man performs, John Travolta performs, like I say, he immerses himself into the performance. I'll give him that, right? He immerses himself into the role. But it's just so laughable, Dread, that I was like wondering, dude, I have to take am I really supposed to take this seriously at all, Dread? Am I
Right.
really
Right.
supposed to take this as this big, dark psychological thriller, Dread? Can I just find myself laughing every single time John opened his mouth, Dread? And his mannerisms and the stuff that he does, it's just so laughable, boy. You know what I mean? And the acting is bad throughout. Like even Devon is just like, oh well, you have to be a dick because you have to be the antagonist. But it's just like, dog, why you being such a soldier? Like, just get him on the autograph and go. It's just like, no, I'm not gonna give him an autograph at all. Just get away from my house, get away from my son. I like, and in your mind you tell yourself, well, all right, well you gonna deserve everything that's gonna happen to you, Trent. You know what I mean? And yeah, well, pretty much some stuff happened there, but that's all I'll say. But yeah, boy, but I'm just watching this thing like this seriously have to be a comedy, Dread, because I just find myself laughing so much at it, laughing at how
Yeah.
bad it is, of course. Because yeah,
Right.
this is a terrible, terrible movie. Terribly written beast. I mean, directing is serviceable, right? I'll give it that. But the acting and the acting and the writing, whew. But
Yeah.
why I say the room there is because the room initially was supposed to be this melodrama, right? But because of how bad it was, they try to sell it as this black comedy, right? When in actuality, no, it's really a laughably bad melodrama that is just so funny you could treat it as a comedy. And that is exactly the same vibe I get from the Fanatic here. It's a laughably bad psychological thriller that to the point that I just have to treat this thing as a comedy. It's just hilarious, but you know what I mean? Like I know in your case it'll just be like, nah, this is just a waste of time, Dread. But trust me, if you just roll with it, Dread, if you just have like probably 2 days or really if you dare watch it with friends, boy, you will just have a
Right.
blast watching the show, boy.
Okay.
Cause
Right.
it's
Right.
just unbelievably bad, Hus. Like direct to video bad, Dread. But no, this thing get a theatrical release, Dread, and this movie didn't even make that much. Like, dude, box office wise, Red, this movie made $3,153.
Yeah, that's like what? That's like one
Process
person in
that
that
for a
screen.
minute, Red. Process that for a minute. That
That's like
movie
one
made like
person.
about
That's one.
3,000 US in the box office. So.
Okay, but that's like one person in that screen.
I
It's
know,
nothing.
I know, and
Well,
it shows, boy. It's just cliche psycho stuff. It's like, all right, we have the simple person who, misunderstood. You have the people that treated him bad. It's like, if you're all careful, if all they treat him bad, he's gonna flip out. And he does flip out here, but it's like, wait, am I supposed to be scared of this? Like, it's just funny. That was scene where he choking that guy. He talk about he wished that he some car knock him down and some car run him over like one of those Freddy Krueger movies. I can't remember which one. I think it's the second one where like a truck ran over him and then like it run over his head, so his head got removed off his body. And the man like real going off like, I just wish your head gets decapitated from your body, just like a Freddy movie. I mean, the man just tripping off by, and it's funny as hell. Like what I mean, I believe there's probably like a clip of it online, Jay. But just now, if out of that one moment alone, if you just watch it and you're like, all right, yeah, I need to see this movie as soon as, go see it as soon as. If it's like, nope, I don't want to see it, then yeah, don't bother to see it, Jay. So I would say honestly, it's one of those so bad it's good shit. Like it was not total waste of time for me because I was just cracking up so much, just
yeah,
off of Travolta's performance. It's just that bad, like legendarily bad shit. And I love John Travolta, shit. And I mean I know he
right,
could do intense, intensely crazy roles. I would say, right? Like look at Broken Arrow for example, or like
right,
even better yet, Face Off, right? One of my favorite movies featuring him, right?
yeah,
Like you
yeah,
see how he went off, right? Yeah, love, yeah,
yeah,
that
love
movie
face.
had, right? But
Yeah,
I would say just to make a bad Face Off joke. The whole shtick of the movie is that Travolta is Nicolas Cage and Nicolas Cage is
right,
Travolta. I
right.
swear when I was watching this movie, he was still Nicolas Cage, right? Because I know Nicolas Cage to not just star in bad movies, but to just so immerse himself in the role that when he trip off, it's just like it's just like a sight to behold. Where like you can't, you're not supposed to take it seriously, but it's just so batshit crazy. And you just had a laugh, Trent. So I
Okay.
just feel like he was just channeling his inner his inner Nicolas Cage, like what I mean, like a bit of it still like never left after the movie came out in 1997. You know what I mean? But it just feel like something like Nicolas Cage would do that. I mean, I know right now Nicolas Cage, he would drop something great like say a Mandy, and then afterwards just drop like three other crappy movies like direct to video stuff. But Travolta, man, this man like going through like this losing streak over the past few years. So like
No, no,
last
no.
year we
Like
talked about
he has
Gotti.
so many bad movies in a row, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's like
So
three movies
you
he
reviewed the
dropped.
last one, eh?
Yeah, Gotti, which is like
Yeah,
the
it's a
most
mess.
boring gangster movie ever made, in my opinion, Dread. But I think
Right.
like this is like the third, like this is like, yeah, this man like dropped three pop bad projects too, one after the next. And this is the latest one actually. So like all of them, I think have like 0% on Rotten Tomatoes though. Like I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't know. It's a shame too. 'Cause I mean, is such a great actor. Sure, he ain't win an Oscar like Nicolas Cage, but still, I mean, the man has proven time and time again the man can act too. But I don't know. I don't know if it is that I don't know. Like he was just walking down Hollywood Boulevard and Fred Durst run to him. He's like, "Yo, yo, yo! I'm Fred Durst, man. I'm making a movie, dog." And it's kind of
Mhm.
like up your alley because I know, and I guess this is the pitch of it, right? I'm just assuming because yeah, I imagine guys like those have crazy fans that run into them ever so often. So I get from their perspective why they would want to make a movie like this, but still, Dread, it's just cliche, terribly written, poorly acted. Don't know if I should take this thing seriously, Dread. And even worse, even worse that the movie is directed by Fred Durst, Dread. And as I mentioned music before, there's literally a scene. There's a scene in the movie, Dread, where a character was actually Hunter driving with his son, Dread, and they listen to the radio. He puts on this song, and it's a Limp Bizkit song, and him now.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to listen to Fred. I used to listen to Limp Bizkit back in the day. Listen to this.
Yeah.
This is some dope music. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah, the
what?
sucking your dick.
What?
Yeah, he's sucking your dick for some reason.
Why?
Yeah.
Wow, boy. Wow. So, yes, Ricardo, I want you to see this movie, Dred, just so you can see it's one of the worst of the year, boy. But yeah, it's a shame that I watch it by myself. I was cracking up by myself, but I wish I
Right.
saw it with friends, boy, because I would have a bigger, what I mean? I would have a much more fun time with it, though. And personally, I don't mind watching it again with friends, with friends, though, because yes, it's one of those kind of movies, Dred. So but yeah, boy, this is a definite must see if you want to see the downfall of a great actor. If you just want to see a truly bad movie that, like I say, is just laughable. I know for some people it will just kind of run them up a wall and you wouldn't find it funny at all, Jed. But
Right.
trust me, Jed. Just trust me. Just set your bar real low, Jed. Leave your brain at the door. I believe me, Jen, you will be cracking up at this thing, Jen. This is by far one of the funniest movies I've seen for the year. This is funny because this is not even supposed to be a comedy. So, rating wise, I would give this a 1.5 out of 5. Boy, this shit is crazy, Jen. Very, very crazy. I can't call this a guilty pleasure movie for me, but yeah, this is definitely gonna show up on my worst stuff list, boy. It really
Yeah.
is that bad, boy. And yeah, like I say, to me, maybe I might backpedal on this later on. Maybe it's like, well, maybe not as bad as the Room, you know what I mean? But yeah, to me, I say this is the Room of the 2010s, Jed. Just because of
Right.
how it takes itself so seriously, even though it's just a mess, you know what I mean? But yeah, boy, if you're just looking for a movie to just crack up off and laugh at just at how bad it is, yeah, definitely check out the Fanatic, but you have to see it to believe it. Or if you don't want to see it, yeah, skip it and just watch a review of it, and you know, maybe that'll be enough for you.
Right.
All right, last things last, Rambo, Last Blood, which unfortunately I did not get around to watching because here's the thing: wouldn't call myself the biggest fan of the Rambo franchise. Like the first one is still great. I wouldn't call it a masterpiece, but in terms
Right.
of what it set, what it was trying to tell, in terms of Vietnam War vets, PTSD, him kind of being the hero and the protagonist and the antagonist at the same time, I thought was just a stroke of genius in my opinion, and
Yeah.
just really humanizing this character. You know what I mean, who is this badass, right? But then of course it's the 80s, so we have to do the Chuck Norris treatment on him and make him this pro-America propaganda tool.
Right. Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
the second and third one.
That's the thing with the second. The second one especially was one of those they had to try to square it now, because now you have a whole generation of people who do have a real working memory of the Vietnam War, and they kind of have to still sell the message of the Vietnam War, but they still have to do the Reaganomics thing.
Yes.
So second film is a bizarre, like confused message about what he was trying to go for with that. And then the third one was like just outright crazy nonsense. You know, they straight up helping the Mujahideen, and it really the whole thing is just being anti-Soviet. You know, that's the whole
Yeah,
point.
yeah, pretty much, yeah, yeah.
Like, and,
And
and
then, well, there was 2008's Rambo, which we all
right,
assume was going to be the last one.
no, right. So that fourth one, I thought made more sense logically of where Rambo gonna end up. Like to me, logically, that film make more sense, even though
Yeah,
it's just a
like him in the forests of the jungles of Burma. He happened to run
right.
into these people being oppressed by these,
But
this
I think it's
army.
just Rambo. Yeah, Rambo at this point is just this weird ghost of a creature almost
Yeah,
that
yeah, this kind of hermit guy basically, but in this
right
case, he on
with
this
the planet,
boat.
and he can't really get out of the war mode from since the time of right, and in the
Yeah,
jungle.
from the beginning of First Blood. I remember
Right,
this line, this paraphrasing here, where he say, "Killing is easy. Is just as easy as breeding." You know what I mean? Like
right,
it's
right,
just instilled in him. Like no matter what
right,
he does,
and
what he tried to do, you know what I mean, it becomes a part of him now. So like
Yeah.
when the third act comes in and it's just really over the top schlocky bloodbath, you know, with him with a
Right.
50 cal, which is like probably one of
Yeah.
the most iconic shots of the movie. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
this kind of like this makes sense. This makes sense
Yeah.
for a
Exactly.
character like him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And for what it's worth, I actually really love that final action sequence. I mean, seriously, that just kicked
Yeah,
seven times.
it's insanely over the top though, but it works.
So badass.
It
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when 5 came out and I saw 5 and I was like, well, what are you doing with it? I was like, no, okay, here's the thing. Before seeing the movie, I was really dismissive of it. I was like, all right, it's gonna be hot trash, it's gonna kind of miss the point of everything. It's gonna be kind of Rambo in name only kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But when I actually watch it, I finally decided to watch it. And another thing too, I thought that I have a big political bullshit thing to it. Like, I don't know if Sylvester Stallone is a conservative or anything like that, but this clearly had a lot of like conservative undertones in it. It's like, oh well, he fighting, jackals from the barrios and from across the and that stuff, right?
The big bad evil Mexicans, right?
Yeah, evil brown man, right? So I was like, it go and have that, and it go and cater to the I heard it have a couple shots referencing Trump wall, and so I was expecting bullshit, and it barely touches upon that. And to be just to knock the film, I'll say it was kind of boring, right?
That's one of the main criticisms that I heard.
Right. However, what I get what you're trying to go for with this is just a shame that a better, I don't know, they needed to punch up the script.
Well, directors and writer.
Well, that's the thing. Direction is still, well, I forget who's the director in this. It's Stallone, right? I kind of missed that and I kind of leave early.
Well, the director is Adrian Grunberg.
Okay, so it's not Stallone. Right, cool.
No.
The thing is, I was thinking it's going to be complete trash. And where they went with the storyline, I was actually surprised that they did this one thing. And then it's like, all right, I kind of get why they decided to do this, what it is. And again, at first I was going to dismiss it as Rambo in name only, but it's not. It does make some sense, a little bit, as to why, this is the way it is, right? Why they do it. I get that. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. It needs a Rambo 6 to validate this. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Right. So I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's Rocky 5.
Right.
It's not Rocky 5. Not Rocky 5. It's not that bullshit. But it's still not really that good, all that good. It's kind of boring. That's one of the problems. Yeah. Why they decide to do the story good? And yeah, the only thing is the sell of the story is the last 15 minutes or so.
Yes.
Seriously.
So before I get to that though, so the thing is why I was getting from the trailer, just for the setup, is that all right, Creed was good. Creed was great actually. Creed and Creed 2, you know what I mean? More or less humanizing a character that we kind of felt, isn't part of pop culture anymore, you know what I mean? So now we're gonna give, now we're gonna give Rocky, you know what I mean, that send off or like carry the torch basically, right? So that's what I was getting with Last Blood. And I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna try the Creed thing with it. So okay, we're gonna be a little bit more dramatic than before. Probably kind of harkening back to the first film, and not too much, but we're gonna make it kind of humanize him. So yeah, we're gonna get dramatic moments, but we're still gonna get the violent, intense stuff that you would expect from it. I didn't think that from the reviews I heard, I think you had to wait till like the near the end to get your visceral bloodbath and stuff like that.
Pretty much it. Yeah. Pretty much it's only the last 15 minutes is pretty awesome for what it is.
So good.
Yeah. It's pretty much Kevin McAllister joining the Viet Cong. That's pretty
right.
What happened. But the rest of the movie doesn't really. It just kind of slow and boring, and it's a very short movie. Yeah? So it's like it's only 90 minutes. So it's like, well, it's not a lot of like slow bullshit to get through. But I kind of get it. I kind of get it why they do this logically, especially when it have a big character turn coming right before the big badass action sequence. There's something happens pretty important for Rocky, and you could understand
for Rambo. Well, hey, same person, whatever.
Right. For Rambo, what happens to Rambo, and I get it. I kind of get it why he decided to go with this. But you see, the way how everything is framed, is like this could be just some kind of generic action movie, but they decided to slap Rambo onto it after the fact. I don't think it is as bad as Rocky 5. I don't think it's as bad as even Die Hard 5. Right? I get what he was going for with it.
But it's still a 5.
But it's still a 5. It's still
Yeah.
a 5. And ultimately I was like, I didn't because of the final and the ending sequence. Oh, and what Rocky sorry, I was saying Rocky. What Rambo does to the main bad guy at the ending is pretty goddamn awesome, because I was expecting him to do the same thing that he did the main bad guy in 4, where he disemboweled him. Doesn't do that, but he does something with the knife, which is like, okay, that's just straight up gangster though.
Okay.
But, yeah, the only big seller of the movie is just that final action sequence where you have all these guys in these tunnels, and he just straight up Kevin McAllister and all of them in the most brutal ways. And the deaths are very creative and brutal, so it's like cool. The story itself is not that interesting, but again, I get why it's that. What I would say is that we need a Rambo 6 now. We kind of need a Rambo 6. That's the problem. Like, much ago you had Rocky 6, and Rocky 6 was pretty good. You kind of need a Rambo 6.
Right. And is it just basically to wrap things up, or you just feel that there's more that needs to be told?
Right. You have a Rambo 6, and you truly wrap up the character at this point.
Right.
You don't need another character in the future, because I don't think Rambo had any rivals or anything like that, or anybody who was like close to him other than Colonel. You don't really have anybody, right? You don't really need that. Just do a Rambo 6, do a real take Rambo 4 and like ramp that up a little better, similar to how Rocky 6 was, right? Rocky 6, do that. And if you get a proper Rambo 6, then I could be happy with this. But this movie, as it is, it needs a Rambo 6 to validate it. I didn't hate this movie. The story is that it's just he taking care of a guy who had a girl, but then she had to find her father, and there's a whole thing with her father and his Mexican barrios. But they try to make it a political thing, but not really. It's kind of like Sicario too.
Yeah.
Kind of play on a lot of like bullshit conservative talking points about Mexico, the border. Is that it plays on a lot of bullshit stereotypes. A little bit, not too much. I wasn't too bothered with it. But I get what it was going for with it. And then when they do the big plot thing with that, and he had to just go ham on the motherfuckers.
Let them know who he is. Mm-hmm.
Basically, right. So when you learn what was going on, and then he had the big badass action sequence at the ending, I was like, all right, cool. I can live with that. I will give this still a CC8. I was expecting to give it very much lower than that. I was going to give it like I was expecting, this is going to be some complete bullshit. I'm going to give this a globe. But no, I still give it a CC8. Still a low CC8. It's still close to bullshit. But I get what he was going for. And it's a shame a better script writer, they could have script doctored this to make it a lot smarter and make it feel more like Rambo. One of the big problems is that he has no mullet. So it's like, well, it's just Stallone just playing some guy then.
Right. Here's the thing though. Sorry to stop you there. Yeah. But here's the thing, because I saw what Stallone was able to bring to the table, and not saying that he wrote Creed or Creed 2. You know what I mean? I thought that he at least would have put a little bit more attention into ensuring that the script would have told a real final. Like, if this is supposed to be set off for such an iconic character like John Rambo, like just really pull out, you know what I mean? Just stop at nothing to make this thing excellent. But from what I'm hearing now, what you just tell me, it doesn't sound like that at all.
No, it doesn't sound like that at all. But you can't. I still in my head, I still have it as well. This has to be a part 1 to something. Now, again, if it do that, then it's shit as it is. It's complete trash. But because it in a sense kind of sets up a Rambo 6, kind of. Yeah, but you had to watch to know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right. It kind of does that, but again, I could see why somebody just dismisses and dumping on it as it is. As it is, it's kind of trash. As it is. And it only get a slight validation, a slight point ahead, because they decide to do what they did with it logically. And it definitely not better than Rambo 4. Still, I'll put it as one of the worst Rambo movies. Probably between this and 3. Still bad. Still worse than 3. Because 3 is still the lowest.
Yeah.
It's still, I don't hate it though. I can't say I hated this as much as him. Mostly because of that final action sequence is just pretty badass. It's like, jeez, that guy's head is now, not a head. I agree.
Yes, a solid to liquid.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely will be looking out for it to come out, on digital platforms. So yeah, I'll be streaming that.
Yeah, still don't. It's not a complete skippable like say Die Hard 5. But it still was bad because like yeah, they didn't really do much with it, and they could have do more with it, blah blah blah. But I enjoyed the final action sequence. That's about it. So yeah, low CC8. You know, it was supposed to get a globe, but low CC8. So that's it.
All right, fair enough, fair enough.